So it all starts with pause, connect, engage. And I tried to think of a way, okay, we have to teach folks, how we're going to do this. How are we going to stop this thing from happening? How are we going to get someone to just be able to think in a simple way, a simple mnemonic of what I need to do here? And that's where I came up with pause, connect, engage. And as I said, you can make up these posters and hang them around. This is how we're going to teach this. They could even have this at home, because it starts out with the pause. Okay, before we go into, well, slide's kind of out of order. So pause is, Jimmy, something's wrong. And we're able to just say, Jimmy's starting to rev up a little. Now we have a way of doing this. We can just go to Jimmy and go, think, Jimmy. We don't have to say, Jimmy, what are you doing? We have a simple signal. Jimmy, what's going on? And that's why we want to be able to have a nonverbal way of kind of doing some of this. So we're not raising that, that sympathetic response. Jimmy, think about this. What's going on? Then you might say, was there a trigger? If this child is not total cognitively aware, you might have to help them with that trigger. Jimmy, what's going on? Did something just happen? Was something that upset you? Was there a sign? Is he clenching his fist? Is the voice louder than usual? What's the sign there? So the pause is the point at which we're trying to look and see what these triggers and signs were so we can intervene right away. In the curriculum, there's a couple of different ways to look at these triggers that you could print out. A little bit more designed for a higher level of cognitive level than you may be dealing with. But if you haven't looked these up, the Massachusetts Safety Zone has these tools, and I worked with them to develop a set that's for adolescents. Mm-hmm. And so there's a whole page of picture-oriented trigger tools in there that you can work with the kids with, rather than just going through the list of triggers or whatever, to help them. There may be a trigger there that they may not even know is triggering them. This is helping them sort through that. It's a way to talk about that. Being alone, yelling. They may not recognize these, but in the trigger tools, there's a whole lot of these triggers that are listed out. It's a fabulous little thing. The last thing we want to do is connect. And this is the important thing. In the social engagement theory, we want to connect with another person. We want this to be habit. When they start revving up and having problems, we want them to reach out to someone. It might be a connection to a sensory tool or a pet. But we really want to work on them to be able to connect with other people, because that's such an important part of this whole system. So connecting with the right person shuts off the fight or flight mode. Who would you go to? They have to practice this. So we have a